Welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to be digging into a really profound piece of source material today, a classic village fable known as Harbest of Humanity. Now, on the surface, it reads like a simple little tale, but as we break it down, we're going to uncover some absolutely incredible insights about economics, human resilience, and the sheer power of cooperation. The emotional stakes in this story are incredibly high, and honestly, the lessons are completely timeless.
But before we dive in, I want you to think about this question. When disaster strikes, does it divide us or bring us together? I mean, it's the ultimate test of human nature, right? In a crisis, our sheer instinct for survival often pushes us toward self-interest, toward isolation. But as our source text reveals, the alternative, actually choosing to face a crisis together, well, it can yield results that are literally nothing short of miraculous. So keep this question in the back of your mind as we unpack this narrative.
All right, setting the stage here. Section 1, Village Life. We're looking at a place where life is simple, sure, but survival? That requires constant, grueling effort. Okay, let's dive into this baseline character dynamic. First up, we have Ramu. He's a poor laborer who works relentlessly from dawn to dusk, yet he still struggles daily just to put food on the table for his family. He doesn't have assets, he only has his labor. Now contrast him with Mohan, a farmer who owns a small plot of land and works it with absolute honesty and integrity. They represent two entirely different economic classes in this village. You've got the assetless worker and the small business owner, but they share this incredibly strong foundation of intense hard work.
But then, the baseline shatters. Section 2, the severe drought crisis.
A terrible drought hits the village, and the consequences are just devastating. Fields dried up, work stopped, food ran out. It's a domino effect of disaster. For a laborer like Ramu, whose survival depends entirely on daily wages, the lack of work doesn't just mean a tightened budget, it means immediate starvation. This crisis completely strips away the fragile stability of the local economy.
And this desperation leads to a truly heartbreaking moment. Ramu goes to Mohan and pleads, "Brother, I need work. My children haven't eaten properly for 2 days." Just feel the raw stakes in those words for a second. Ramu isn't asking for a handout, right? He's begging for the opportunity to labor so his children can literally survive. He is completely cornered by circumstances totally out of his control.
Which brings us to a massive turning point. Section 3, an unexpected partnership. So how does Mohan respond? Well, he doesn't have paid work to offer because the fields are bone dry. And he doesn't just offer a one-time charitable meal either. Instead, he says, "Stay with me, we will work the fields together." He proposes an entirely new arrangement. Even though there is no immediate payoff, Mohan invites Ramu to combine forces and prep the barren land anyway. Now, what's really interesting here is the exact number Mohan puts on the table. 50%. He promises Ramu that whatever grain is produced eventually, they're going to split it exactly in half. This is brilliant. Mohan isn't treating Ramu like some desperate subordinate. He's treating him as an equal partner. He's basically offering a modern equity split in the future harvest in exchange for shared risk and shared sweat right now.
Now for the execution of their pact. Section 4, Hard Work and Harvest.
Let's look at how this builds chronologically. 1. The drought creates the crisis. 2. The 50-50 pact is struck. 3. And this is absolutely crucial, they prepare the dry fields together. They aren't waiting for the rain. The text emphasizes that Ramu worked with total dedication. 4. The rain finally arrives. And 5. They reap a massive harvest. Their shared preparation perfectly met the eventual opportunity.
And the result? The source text is super clear about this. They produced the best yield in the entire village. Not just a good yield, the absolute best. Why? Because the combined, dedicated effort of two men working as equal partners completely outmatched anyone working alone or with, unmotivated day laborers. The synergy of their partnership directly translated into maximum output. This leads us to the final and honestly the most impactful part of our analysis today. Section 5, the power of humanity. So think about this. After the harvest is sold, Mohan has all the money. He could have easily just paid Ramu a standard everyday wage, but he honors that 50-50 split down to the last penny. Because Ramu received a true equity share, his life is permanently transformed. He used the money to educate his children, completely breaking his family's cycle of poverty, and slowly bought his own small plot of land. He transitioned from a landless laborer to an owner himself. That is a game changer. And this brilliantly illustrates the philosophical core of the whole text, perfectly captured in Ramu's realization.
Poverty doesn't make a person small, but hard work and humanity certainly make them big. It powerfully separates a person's temporary economic condition from their permanent human dignity.
The text wraps up by offering us this sort of moral formula for success. 1. Hard work, or mehnat. 2. Honesty, or imandari. And 3. Mutual help, ek dusre ki madad. Combining these 3 elements is essentially a blueprint for surviving any drought, whether it's literal or metaphorical.
Which brings us to our final thought. We live in a world that's always going to have its droughts. Economic downturns, personal crises, global challenges, you name it. The question is, in a world of droughts, are you willing to share your harvest? Are you willing to look past short-term self-interest and actually choose cooperation? Because as this text shows us so beautifully, true humanity doesn't just save lives, it enriches the entire village. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope this story stays with you the next time you face a tough season.